Okay, hello class. In this video we're going to talk about active note-taking, because if we're going to ask you to be active readers, you're going to have to do something with that action. You're going to take your reading, you're going to capture it and save it through note-taking. Why do you take notes when you read? Why should you take notes when you read? Because it's going to save you time later. This is going to be true when you're trying to understand an article that you need to summarize. It's going to be true when you're collecting research that you're going to use in an essay. It's true in almost any situation. It may take you slightly longer to get through the reading assignment because you're taking notes at the same time, but it will save you time later, because it will take more time to read it now, not take notes, then read it later because you can't remember it, and then take notes later even after that. So these methods are designed to actually save you time and make your writing process more useful from beginning to end. I'm just going to talk about three major ways that you can take notes. There are many different ways to take notes, and the key thing here is that you find something that works for you and that is tailored to the goals that you have. The first method I want to talk about is making a simple chart. So charts are easy to draw. We've all been drawing charts for most of our lives. You can do a simple T chart. You can create 3 columns. You can create 2 to 3 rows. You can take one piece of paper and divide it into 4. As long as you understand what information is going where, it doesn't really matter what the chart looks like. Next, I want to talk about a method. It's called Cornell method, but you don't really need to worry about that. The point is that it, again, divides your paper up, but it asks you to do a few distinct or different things. So one, you're going to write down main ideas, single words, drawings, things that are kind of out of context, but they're keywords that you want to include. In another section of the paper, you're going to have notes. This is more traditional style notes of, this process is 1, 2, 3. The outline for this is A, B, C, whatever it may be. And then third, it asks you to write a summary of the subject that you're looking at, or of perhaps maybe the article that you're reading at the end. As you can see, this is 3 distinct kinds of note-taking. One is really identifying key ideas and putting them in your brain. The other is collecting more details so you can organize them later. And then the third is rethinking, reviewing, and summarizing. Summary and paraphrase are of course important in our class. Do you have to do all 3 of these things every time you're taking notes? No. But these are 3 distinct tasks that are helpful to you when you are taking notes. And then for the final method, this is just something that I would call other visual methods. Right, so there's different kinds of mapping, different kinds of clustering that you can do. The difference between these is that you're not kind of dividing up the paper into a chart ahead of time. You're not deciding on which area of the paper is going to be your keywords first. You're kind of letting your ideas develop. Because the goal in many visual styles of note-taking is for you to realize and discover connections between the ideas just as they come out one by one. So you may say to yourself, I don't know what the relationship between Article 1, Article 2, and Article 3 is, but if you start writing down keywords, drawing lines between them, grouping them together, then you may discover ideas as you work through the details of the material. And that's what drives a lot of the idea of why you would use a visual note-taking method. Under this rubric, we might also put outlining, so a traditional outline which you've probably learned in school, and that's just a very start to finish linear version of organizing material visually on a page. That's a quick overview of 3 methods that you can use, 3 general methods that you can use for note-taking. When it comes to note-taking, it is much less important to do it quote-unquote correctly than to do it in a way that you understand well and that you can use later on to serve your goals, whatever those may be.